Today is Wednesday, the 31st of March 2010, and I am here to receive Father God's message for today, and He is saying, today is the day after the full moon, and so you remain in the energies of that full moon, as indeed you will for another 2 days, because with an event such as this, with a gateway such as this, the energies are active for 3 days before and 3 days after the key date. Yes, they are most powerful on the date of the event. However, there is a window, you could say, of 3 days either side where the effects are active, and if there is an opportunity to work with those energies for a particular purpose, then you have that window in which to work. And so I mention this for your understanding and future reference. And I spoke yesterday about the energies of this full moon, providing a drive, you could say, the power to the conveyor belt. And I want you to understand a little more about what that will mean for you, because all of humanity is now on that conveyor belt. And what that means will vary for each individual. In particular, it will depend a lot on the choice you have made. Have you chosen to participate in ascension? Have you chosen to acknowledge your Creator and begin to work with the next 2 steps? Or have you not? If you have been tracking the messages on the 2012 timeline page, you will know that the 9th of September was a key date. And you may not know that that date was what one might term a bifurcation point, a point of separation, where 2 paths opened up. One is the path to ascension. The other is the path that is not to ascension. And especially from this moment, the experience of those on these 2 paths will become very stark. For those of you that have chosen the path to ascension, life will become more and more supportive. So many of the things that you have struggled for, if you have struggled, will begin to come forth to support you. Sometimes it will seem almost miraculous as to how these things unfold. And for those that have not chosen this path, and hence have chosen other than this path, life will become more and more challenging, more difficult. Those who have found life to work in the past will find it starting to not support them in all kinds of ways. And part of the reason for this is as a prompter, you could say, for people to understand the importance of making this choice. Humanity is not good at making choices, making change when things are working well. There is a complacency, there is a comfort, a feeling that they are in control of life, though that notion is a fallacy at the best of times. In truth, this change, this difficulty is there to encourage those that have not chosen this path to look more closely at this path and to begin to understand it, because it is the desire of your Creator to see every last one of you participate in the ascension process. It is there for everyone, regardless of the path that you have walked to get to this moment. There is no judgment. The only judgment is the judgment that you have of yourself. There is no judgment in God, even though that is something that some of your religious groups have taught. There is no judgment in God. You judge yourself. And so, if you choose, even up to almost the last moment before those energies arrive, the opportunities will be there for you to prepare. And so I alert you to this separation of paths, and it will become more and more obvious as time goes on. And so I mention this to you, so you have some awareness of it, and you can observe it unfolding around you and for you. And in saying that those who have chosen this path will find life more supportive, I am not saying it will necessarily be without difficulty, because if you are, for example, in a relationship with someone who is not choosing this path, you may well find that that relationship is coming under more and more pressure. In fact, you may have already experienced this, and it is likely that that relationship will break. However, that does not mean that you will be alone. For many of you who make that choice, you will find somebody else coming into your life that is more supportive of the journey that you have chosen, the path that you have chosen. You will find it much more supportive. And so I wanted to flesh out these details for you as they relate to what is beginning to unfold, and I have chosen this date because in a sense they also are aspects of these energies which have come forth with this beautiful full moon. And so it is.